In this game, you take chances. You know what I'm saying? You don't grow in the comfort zone. Alexander Volkanovski, you're the champ. You know what I'm saying? Like the thought of fighting you is an excitement. I got a whole team, and we're ready, man. You know what I'm saying? Ready or not, I'm fucking coming.
It's the meat event. I cannot wait to break this one down because there's nothing bizarre about this meat event. UFC 266 145 belt contest as we got Brian Ortega, aka T City, taking on Alexander the Great Volkanovski, who is 22-1, has beat every single opponent that the UFC has put in front of him, and it has included Max Holloway twice. And we can go back and forth all day about how close and how competitive those fights were, but at the end of the day, the judges did score the contest two straight times for Alexander Volkanovski. So it's very impressive stuff. He's creeping his way towards being the GOAT at 145. I mean, the way he dismantled Jose Aldo and the fact that he's taken out Holloway twice, I mean, if he manages to impressively take out T City, then I think it's fair to start talking about him in that serious GOAT, great conversation, as his nickname implies. And it's no tough ask in this one against T City, who's 15-1 coming in off a beautiful win over the Korean zombie Chan Sung Jung. He cut a gnarly promo you saw earlier, and it was the best version of Brian Ortega that we had seen to date, and it was a good thing to see because the last time pre-zombie that we had seen T City was when he got absolutely smashed by Max Holloway in a fight where Max Holloway is giving him stand-up tips late in the fourth round, teaching him how to block certain attacks, and just good guy Max Holloway managing to put a beating on T City, but do so in like a weirdly loving fashion. Just amazing stuff from Max Holloway as always. But what are your thoughts on this one? Because the odds are slightly close, right? Minus 165 is Volkanovski. Some love at plus 140 for Ortega. Tapology is kind of one-sided though. So who you got, the Great or T City?
Yeah, this is such an awesome fight. Excited to see, T City get back in the ring. He absolutely blew my mind how good he looked versus the Zombie, to be honest. And it's hard to go against Volkanovski. I actually had Volkanovski winning this fight, but after seeing Tapology absolutely being a sellout and underestimating T City, I am flopping and I have T City winning this by TKO. Max Holloway taught him a giant lesson, and that was to block. If you watch that fight, he's actually punching him in the face, and then, hey, get your arms up right here, and then throws a punch and goes, nice job. He's teaching him while he's beating him up, and I think he really took that home and really learned a lot, how to block, and I think that's what he's going to do this fight. I don't see Volkanovski having the ground, advantage. I only see him playing his point game, playing, the great game, I guess you could say. But T City, he looked like no slouch. His stand-up looked absolutely phenomenal, and I think the stylistically, I think he's gonna beat him, and I think he's gonna get a finish.
I am, I'm not shocked. T City deserves respect. He deserves a lot of people picking him. I thought for sure you'd be going with Alexander the Great in this one, but love to see the shakeup. Love to see the switch for T City. And if you are bullish and bullishly correct, that will be impressive stuff because, Volkanovski, you touched on how he has the great style, right? He's the ultimate point fighter, but you mentioned Brian Ortega. His stand-up looked good in that last fight. Do you think his stand-up improvements will be enough to thwart that point fighting attack style of Volkanovski? Like, if you don't think Volkanovski will have the advantage on the ground, how do you see Ortega being able to stifle that point striking and ultimately beat him on the feet as well?
Yeah, so that's the thing is I think T City is going to out strike him, beat him everywhere, and I think he's going to get a finish on the feet. I think he's going to smoke him with a haymaker or an uppercut, almost like he did to Frankie Edgar. Alexander the Great is going to be going for those takedowns. He talks a lot about it. He goes, "I'm gonna, implement my wrestling, mate." And T City does not care. He's going to throw a uppercut. He's going to choke him out. Whatever he's going to do. If he tries for a takedown, I think that's foolish. So I think Volk's going to keep it on the feet, and I think he's going to be very surprised on how good T City is on his feet. But the one thing that I am interested to see is how Brian Ortega deals with the calf kicks. Now that is going to be the biggest key factor because Volkanovski, that's how he beat Max the first time, and in my opinion, that's how he barely beat him the second time. If you're not checking those kicks, you are going to be losing points and eventually going to be crippled like Conor McGregor, and you're going to need a metal leg.
Yeah, you make a great point with the leg kicks. Hopefully, Ortega does have a way to thwart those. And while the point about the leg kicks is well taken, I do wonder if our Australian and New Zealand brothers might be calling you a bellend for that impression that you gave of Alexander the Great. So yeah, it should be very interesting to see if the Great can get this one done. But ultimately, I think he will. I'm rolling with the 71% that's picking Alexander Volkanovski, and I'm actually gonna go with a Volk finish. I think that Volkanovski's coming in this thing pretty angry. He seems to strongly dislike Brian Ortega, and I think he's gonna want to make more of a statement and ultimately finds a way to get a late TKO finish. Maybe by those calf kicks that you discussed earlier. But something, I don't know, something tells me that we're going to see the best version we've ever seen of Alexander Volkanovski. And I'm pretty bullish on him in this spot. But if T-City gets it done, that's phenomenal as well, because either one of these guys representing the pinnacle of the UFC 145 division is all right by my book. So any last thoughts on this meat event? It's just such a great weekend of cards, meat. I can't wait to see these.
100% agree. Whoever wins, very excited, and can't wait to see Max fight one of these guys. I hope he fights them both at the same time. To be honest, that's how bad I want to see both of these rematches. Even though that'll be a three-peat and then second fight for T City. Either way, great fights to come. I'm super excited. Yo, boys, throw in the comments who you guys got, T City or Alexander the Great. We respond to all comments and check out the Meatlock and the other breakdowns. Yo.